What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. The weekend is here. Halloween is on Monday. Hopefully everyone had an amazing week. Lots to talk about today. How is everyone feeling today on this lovely afternoon?
I'm looking forward to the weekend. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Now, isn't that just the motto of life?
It sure is, babe.
It just is that you think about it. Everyone is always just working to get to the weekend.
It's Halloween
unless you work on the weekend.
New York always gets a little crazy.
I'm so upset that I am not going to be around
We're
Halloween.
not participating. We're a bunch of Halloween weenies.
Grace is having
Halloweenies.
Yeah, Grace is having a birthday party.
Yeah.
Grace O'Malley.
Yeah.
Halloween themed, and I am so upset that I can't go. Like, I really am so upset. I was so it's crushing me. It really is. I will be going to a wedding in Nashville that will be very fun, but I'm upset that I won't be dressing up with my pals. I really am.
I know. I have a wedding too. I don't have to travel for this wedding though, so that's nice. But,
that is nice.
But
in
wedding
New York City?
wedding duties. Yeah. Brooklyn.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
That is lovely. Yep. No, are you doing anything for Halloween?
I don't know. I was invited to a Halloween party on Friday, but
What kind of costumes have you done before?
Well, I was
The iPod?
Yeah, the iPod.
Obviously,
I was like a pharaoh for like so many years because I just had this pharaoh thing and I would just always do it. What else was I at? I don't know. I don't think I did like.
Since you've been like
An
living
adult?
in New York, have you had any
I
costumes?
haven't.
You haven't dressed up once?
I think the last time I did was my freshman year in college. It was Halloween. We were going to some bar and I just like put on an NBA jersey, like the least amount of effort.
So if you were to get invited to a
that's what I'm
Halloween
saying.
party this year, you're not going to dress up?
Well, I don't like.
I don't mind
but I'm like,
guys not dressing up for Halloween.
But I'm just like, I want to go, but I don't really want to dress up. But I also don't want to go not dressed up and be the only person not dressed. If you're the only one, you just look like an asshole.
You do. I agree.
Yeah.
But
if you're
like,
the only one,
don't
but
have anything.
if there are multiple people not dressing up,
like what could I be that's easy that
But
I
it's
might
just
have?
like if somebody, I've been on the other side of that where I've like hosted a Halloween gathering and you tell people to dress up and you like set it all up and you do all this stuff. And then if people like show up not dressed up, it's like, well, come on. Like, really?
But that's the thing.
Like,
it's
I just
like,
planned this whole party. It's a costume party. Like, the least you could do is dress up.
Well, it's like clearly they want you to, and it's like I'm not going to bank on the fact that other people aren't going to, so I kind of have to do
yeah,
something.
just throw on some cat ears.
I guess. I was trying to think of like
That's funny.
What's something funny I could do that I already have?
If you just throw on cat ears, though, it's like, look, I'm a cat. I'm a mouse.
Something
Duh.
that you already have.
like already have in my
I bet
apartment,
listeners could probably come up with some good ideas for you for Halloween.
Why don't you just go as John Mayer?
I have like
carry around a guitar.
I have to get a guitar then.
Get a blow up guitar.
Yeah, I have like one of those Irish scally hats things. But it's like I don't know what I would be with that.
Peaky
Like,
Blinders.
Oh yeah, maybe. It's
Maybe
too
get
much
a
work.
cigarette or a
I don't
cigar.
like. I also don't like the whole like having to. Oh no, when I lived in LA. Me and my friends were all like different music people for one party we went to. I was James Taylor, and I did wear that hat to be James Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing though. When you want like, if you want to go with something where it's like clothes that you already have and you put it together, you can come up with something really good. But the odds of having to explain who you are very high.
That's the thing.
Because it's like sometimes it's like a niche thing, or it's like you're just dressed in normal clothes. Like, yeah, you look like James Taylor, but like James Taylor doesn't have like a distinct feature.
Yeah. No, actually, I was joking. Like one of my friends here, Jake, he has like a distinct way he dresses. I was gonna go as him, and like he's probably
gonna be at the party. Then that's funny.
See, it's funny if you like, go up as each other.
But I still would have to explain to people. And
my friends did that one year. It was very funny.
Yeah.
Everyone, like the 3 roommates, dressed up as each other.
Yeah.
Like, and they went like all out.
And that way I don't have to get
type.
stuff.
Yeah. Like they went all out for the way each other dresses, and that was very funny. That was like funny. That was cute. But no, I get what you're saying. Like we were trying to come up with ideas for my friend to wear this weekend, who is having a Halloween party, and we were sending her tons. She just straightened her hair. It's like really long, so we were we were like share, like throwing out like, and then I sent the picture of the Dua Lipa. I think it was the Grammys where she wore that butterfly thing. I was like, oh, you could probably, like, they make those butterfly, like, tops. You can do it with, like, a skirt. Just like, yeah, that'd be cool, but I don't think, and nobody would be like, oh my God, Dua Lipa. Like,
yeah,
it's, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, fair. So that's where, like, sometimes you just gotta, like, there's 9 million Spirit Halloweens in this city.
I just like
one opened up
I'm
right
so
next
lazy.
to my apartment.
If I could like
If there's
order
any
something.
vacant, built like
Just walk
room
into one.
Remember when we went?
Yes.
Because I like when I was doing the Halloween trivia, that crossed my mind, and I went and saw my hard drive. I have it here. When we went
the
to
Halloween,
yeah.
tried making a Halloween video.
tried to make a video, and it was just
and we never put it
never
out.
put it
yeah,
out.
it was not good.
It was awful.
But it's so weird. I was watching some of those clips. Back.
Those would
It's
probably be
so
good to put out
weird
now.
to like see you guys
How different.
5 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I almost don't want to see
keep
them,
that
actually.
keep that in the vaults.
Yeah.
Keep that in the vaults. You know what is really exciting today that I didn't put in the topics, but I just remembered? Rihanna music.
Yeah, Rihanna is finally...
It's out
Yeah, new song.
for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Very excited.
It's been like
I'm
6
excited.
years.
I know.
Also, Drake pushed his album back. Come on.
I know because his
he
producer
did?
got COVID. I'm upset about that.
Wait,
Freaking
what?
OVO 40.
I thought that the
It's like
album's
the album
done.
has to be done.
Right.
It's
No,
not
he said
like
while he was mixing it, like he still had to mix. I feel
What?
like that's a
that
like,
can't.
Also,
You're
like
telling me people are mixing your album 3 days before it comes out?
I believe that, but like
Probably.
also
oh my
I'm sure
god,
that he
I
could,
don't.
but I'm also like he
Maybe
could
I'm
do
wrong,
it,
I
and bring
don't
it home, or like
Right. He's
like you got a computer, like
yeah. You can work from home.
I edit at home.
Yeah. I don't know. I was disappointed though because
Did he? Is there
That's
a
next
date?
week,
Oh,
next
you just pushed it
Friday.
back another week.
Right. I like getting ready with
That's
that
very
kind of music,
Kanye of
and
him.
so I'm a little upset by it, but I'll look forward to it next week.
Yeah, fair. How are
That'll-
you,
yeah.
Bria?
I'm great.
Today.
Well, that'll
This
be good.
Thursday. The sun was out
in
this
Boston.
morning.
We'll be there when that album comes out.
No. Yes.
Yeah, we will.
Guys, you know what I?
Wow.
You
We
know what
should
I?
stay up and have a listening party.
You know what
Jump on
happened
the beds.
again, which was not on purpose, obviously, and it's my own fault for not checking. Because it's like Thursday night. I'm like, I'm not thinking. The Eagles play Thursday night.
In
I feel like
Boston.
this
Boston.
happened. Oh, it was at a
It
Philly
happened in
show.
Philly, which was a good coincidence. This
they
time I
playing?
was like, fuck. They have a Thursday night game.
Who are
It's
they
okay.
playing?
The Texans.
You'll make the end half.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely. I'll just be the. I'll be.
I kinda
I'll be the
remember-
person Kelly Keegs ranted about in her video that went viral of that's watching games on their phone
At dinner.
at dinner.
I feel like at the
kid.
Philly show, Fran was like trying to get the show.
She
to
was.
end
She was
so
trying to
could,
wrap it
like-
up so we could watch
I
the game.
was because we lost the crowd. The game once the game started, the crowd was like paying. Was trying to
Well,
see what the game
I don't
was
think
going
we
on.
lost
too.
the
The
crowd.
crowd
They
was
were
crazy.
the crowd was very into the
No,
show.
no,
they were
they
screaming
were.
their heads off.
The
That
crowd
was-
was rowdy, but I felt like once the game started, people were like trying to do both. You know.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Also,
that
just audio didn't work that show.
Fran's
that
gonna
was a
go to the
disaster.
bathroom just to check the scores.
Yeah.
And I'll have another dance party.
I always have my phone next to me though.
Yeah,
know?
you're gonna check the
I'll
scores.
check.
We know that.
But
But
it's also the game like doesn't.
We could, what
the
if
game
we
won't
put
really-
the game on the TV that
The
we have
game
on the
won't
stage
really
for you?
start to like
No.
8. No,
Should
that's
just be
ridiculous.
looking at it?
That would be insane. The game doesn't really start till like 8:30. We start at 7:30.
It'll be
so
fine.
it really will. It'll time
you'll
up
catch
just fine.
you'll catch most
I
of the
won't.
game.
Yeah, exactly. It won't be that big of a deal.
Very exciting. 1 week away. Don't forget your signs if you're coming to the show. Not too much glitter though. Not too
Wow,
much
it is
glitter.
1 week away. That's
And
crazy.
it's 1 week away, and we are super excited.
Yeah. Time of the signs.
Yes.
Guys, I don't.
Oh wait, I screenshotted who it was.
I didn't really.
Oh yeah, no. There
Oh.
were the crazy thing is there were two people.
Oh, two people
Two
came up
different
with
people
the
with the
idea
same
separately?
idea. Although I know that the one that I hearted was the
Yeah.
one that I saw.
While you look for this, I just want to say that I kind of was a little weirded out by Harry Styles' new music video. Love him to death. Didn't. It was a
You
little.
weren't vibing with
It was
it.
a little too lifelike. His mermaid squid
yeah.
type combo thing was a little frightening.
Wait, so
So I have Brianna Cassidy.
Okay.
And then she wrote, "Hi, it's me. I'm the one who came up with Time of the Signs." And I guess you have another person that has the
Wait.
same.
oh wait, you have Brianna Cassidy.
Yes.
I forgive you. Forget. Okay, she DM'd me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
it is one
no,
girl.
No,
It's
no,
one
there's
person.
two. There's two.
Oh.
Brianna Cassidy. Let me go to Chicks in the Office because then there was another person who I said, "Oh, we'll shout you out." Damn it.
It's okay.
Oh yeah,
I'll
here,
fill the
Skylar.
I'll fill the space.
Skylar Messinger, said on October 10th, if you do this, what was the date of the screenshot that the other girl sent? This is that Skylar is the one that I saw, just to
Okay.
give that. But she said if you do the signs idea Rhea brought up in Friday's episode, you could use a play on words for the Harry song Sign of the Times.
What date was that?
That was October 10th.
Brianna has her beat, October 7th.
Ooh.
Wow.
But I will say that I know that I saw Sky. I didn't see Brianna's.
But two people had
same idea.
Same idea. It's a good
credit.
idea.
Great minds think alike, and they will get
Exactly.
equal credit. So
Great
thank you
minds
to both
do
of
think
you.
alike.
We are so excited for that. It's going to be super exciting, and we have a big week coming up.
Busy week.
Call back to the last episode where you were talking about the KFC bowl, and KFC reached out, and I just missed that they messaged us 3 hours ago. One of our team members, Harlan, will be arriving shortly with something famous. So I don't know if we missed it.
That's unfortunate.
Neither we have been in this room for
But, like, don't you think
3 hours.
I wonder what they said if they brought it up here.
No, but if they were just like dropping off food, it would have been like any other food delivery.
Right. So should one of us go out there
Yeah.
and see if
Let
it's
me
out
go.
there?
Right
Go
now?
out there.
I'll go
and,
out there.
Go out there and look.
Okay. Because I really want to try that. We could do a live tasting.
Yeah.
Although it's probably cold.
I
now,
actually have multiple. I have a couple things to bring up while she's not here because they're
Okay.
about books. So maybe I'll
Oh,
just
yeah.
say them right now.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I posted, if any of you guys have read It Ends With Us, popped off Colleen Hoover, popped off for book talk. Everybody read it during the pandemic. Massive, massive book. She wrote a sequel called It Starts With Us. I read it on Friday night last week within like 5 hours. Like I picked it up and did not put it down until like right before the Phillies game started and I had to leave. Read the whole thing. Loved it. I think if you guys are a fan of the main characters and their story, it was like a perfect way. I love when an author was like, she wrote the first one years ago. She said, I didn't really envision a sequel, but fans loved it so much and they messaged her so much saying, we want the sequel, that she wrote the perfect sequel. And it was great. And I recommend if you read the
Wow.
first one. Here it
What?
comes.
Do you have a huge problem?
That was I talked about books while you were gone.
I have a huge problem with KFC.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
They wrote to Fran, Rhea, and Noah, but mostly to Fran. How about remembering the fact that Fran didn't even fucking like the
Oh, no,
idea of
because-
your famous bowl?
Well, no, they're saying that because they want to win her
'Cause
over.
I said I haven't
right,
tried
but
it.
maybe like a thank you, Rhea, for talking not mostly to Fran, who Fran
I haven't
literally
even had it.
shuddered at the idea of the bowl.
Wow.
Anyways,
But thank you, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
they're still kind of warm. Though.
Okay. I'm actually very excited because I'm kind of hungry. Weren't you gonna get? Did you order lunch or?
Oh, that's too much gravy, in my opinion.
That's a lot of gravy.
I'll take it. All right.
That looks soupy.
That wasn't what mine looked like.
Noah?
There's a bunch of them, so I guess we can just.
Wow, there are a lot of them.
Here, Noah. I don't know if you want one that's like a little less soupy.
Yeah.
Doing a live taste test.
I think so.
Got to give it a little mix.
Should I
Yeah.
message them back and be like, hey, could you bring a couple drinks too? Come back.
Now, should I take one bite of everything?
Yeah.
Like a bite with the potato and the chicken?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to chew directly into the... Oh my god, it's spicy. Why is it so spicy?
I don't know.
Oh.
Mine wasn't spicy, the one that I had.
Wow, that's good. You know what?
I got like a hot bite. That's just not what I was expecting. That is very good.
That's
It's
very
like-
good.
That's very tasty. That's very tasty.
Wow.
I will say. I mean,
might
that
have two.
makes sense. Oh boy, that was just the kick of the chicken. Was unexpected. Do they make spicy chicken ones?
I'll say this.
Honestly, mine's not spicy at all.
The
So
one
So
maybe,
maybe we
maybe.
got a spicy
I
chicken
kind of
one.
like. I would almost prefer the spicy one.
You want to switch for a second?
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna
Is
try
that
this
your-
one.
Wait, yours is spicy?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because that one looks like it would be spicy.
That one looks spicy too. Oh yeah, they're different chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Give me a normal chicken.
I'm a spicy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. That is really good. I told you.
Oh wait, so you don't like
Nobody
spicy
likes to hear people chewing on air, so I'm gonna. Okay, I'm only taking one bite. I'm not gonna keep eating into the microphone. Wow, that one's up way more up my alley. Not the spicy chicken. That is delish. I'm not gonna lie. That is delish.
This is dangerous now because I feel like I'm going to start ordering it.
That's a good. Those mashed potatoes are good.
Wow.
You guys keep going. I haven't eaten today.
Yeah, damn. Those are good.
Keep talking about your books.
Oh, I will. What was I saying? Oh, I highly recommend. The book was really good, and it went as expected. It's not like a shocking book. You're not gonna read it and be like, oh my god, it's so crazy that this happened. It was like a perfect little bow on those main character stories. I also am very excited for Prince Harry's book, which is just titled Spare, which I find to be very powerful. Powerful title, very zoomed in view of his face. That's all I got for books.
No, keep going. Keep going. What was your favorite book that you read this summer?
I read a lot of books this summer and did not post about any of them, which is totally my fault. I just actually finished Tom Felton's book, which I now probably feel comfortable enough to say that Tom Felton was supposed to come on this show, and it did not happen. It was a locked interview until the night before. And I may or may not have shed a tear. I wasn't able to bring it up on the show because I was that upset about it. And it was, a week plus ago. So, I've calmed down. And I did read his whole book. And I recommend. It's a good Harry Potter memoir. It's a lot of behind the scenes. He went through some stuff after Harry Potter that I did not know he went through. Pretty crazy story about him, like, leaving a Malibu rehab center and, like, hitchhiking into West Hollywood. Pretty crazy story.
Avada Kedavra, Draco.
Did you just look up the killing curse for Draco?
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, I don't blame Tommy Boy himself.
It's always
but
the teams,
It's just, unfortunately that did not happen, and I was so fucking excited.
You were.
I was, and
I say most excited I've ever seen Fran about a guest.
She was. And the sad part
Jonas
is,
Brothers book.
On her Be Real, she even posted interview prep, and it was like
I was reading the book.
Really disheartening.
I didn't let myself get excited until I said to Noah, like, let me know when this. Wow, he's going in for number 2.
I'm hungry.
Oh my god! I mean, I was about to open up this second one too.
Don't tell Trent.
What was I?
How many are left?
There's like 1 or 2 left.
There was.
I told Devin.
You gotta be careful with all your eating by your microphone.
I'm not eating. I'll mute my microphone. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, I was very upset. That's all. I was very excited. I said that I didn't let myself get excited until I had said to Noah, like, when is this going to be locked in our calendar? I want to see it in the calendar before I get excited. And then that happened, and then I got excited. And
yeah, because a lot of times they'll like say, "Oh, you're gonna have this guest." Like it's all good, but it's not fully locked. Yeah. This one was fully locked.
This was locked, and it was locked until it wasn't. So now I've learned my lesson, and I'm just not gonna get excited for any guests until they're right in front of my face.
But even then, Leah Michelle canceled right in front of your face.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't that excited.
You still never know. I'm going for one last bite, and then let's get into the topics.
Okay.
Wow, this is good.
That was very good.
I think this is different than the one I just had.
I want more bites of that after we finish recording. I'm not gonna lie.
Keep this one on the side for you.
Anyway, that's my other memoir recommendation. Tom Felton's book was very good. And what am I reading? I just started Lessons in Chemistry. That is what I'm currently reading. That's what's on my nightstand.
That's beautiful.
I'm assuming chemistry as in like love, not science.
No, it's also science.
Oh, it's
a little bit of both.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah.
Double entendre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were hesitant.
Well, I didn't remember exactly how to say it.
Be confident in yourself. All right. Let's get into today's topics. Yes. We're going to be talking about the Tell Me Lies finale.
I'm up to date. I watched it all.
Everyone's
so now I
up
can
to
contribute.
date. And so hopefully everyone listening is up to date, and we will talk about
Don't
the
watch
finale.
if you haven't finished yet. I mean, don't watch. Don't listen.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Part 3 reunion, which everyone was waiting for. And Joe and Serena are officially married.
Two crazy kids went to the courthouse.
They just went and did it. And we have a great interview with Heather Gay from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So let's get into it, starting off with Tell Me Lies. If you're looking for a way to get healthier, get the right nutrients, get the right vitamins inside of you, look no further than Care of. Care of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. Right now is the perfect time to get things right. Think about those little changes in your life that can further your routine to better your health. With Care of, you take a short, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals for a personalized recommendation, taking the guesswork out of what supplements are better suited for you. So you may be thinking, I want to take some vitamins, but I don't know where to start. Maybe I'll take a little this, maybe I'll take a little that, but you don't know exactly what you're taking. It's better to just take that quiz on Care of that will tell you exactly what you should be taking and curate it for you. They come in cute little packages with your name, with all the vitamins in daily packs, so you're not opening all those different bottles around your house and forgetting to take each one. No, they're in little packs curated for you each day. Boom, take the vitamins, good for you, already set, and you'll know the ones that you are taking are the ones that are meant for you. That's why Care of is the best, and they're great for on the go, so they're easy to, if you're traveling, they're easy to pack with you. You're not packing a bunch of vitamin bottles. They're little cute little packages. That's my favorite part, with your name on it. Feels so personalized, and I feel like I am taking the better steps for my health. Right now, for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code CITO50 to get 50% off your first Care of order. You guys will not regret this if you want to better your health and your life right now. That's code CITO50 at takecareof.com. The Tell Me Lies finale is finally here, and wow, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was screaming at the end of this episode. The last 20 minutes, my jaw was on the ground. I was not expecting...
Took an unexpected turn.
I was not expecting any of this to happen.
No. Once again, spoiler alert, if you have not finished the entire first season, do not listen to this segment.
Do not listen.
Do not listen to this segment if you haven't finished. That's, I've learned my lesson one too many times.
But holy shit. Okay. I knew Steven was going to be the one driving. I felt like that was obvious. Steven was the one driving
that was already
the car.
discussed.
It was kind of discussed. He was in the car, whether he was driving, not driving. He was there. That was known. What really threw me for a loop was I didn't know this motherfucker Steven can get any worse.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he did. Mm-hmm. He got even worse. He went even lower than ever imaginable. Mm-hmm. Going to that party, being in that room with Diana, and walking out holding her hands while Lucy is standing at the end of the staircase.
His girlfriend.
His girlfriend. He
says they love each other.
He walked out of the room with his ex-girlfriend hand in hand in front of his new girlfriend.
Also, and
didn't speak to her.
An incredible risk, considering she knows the whole story of what happened, and they had that fight where it was like, oh, are you threatening me? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like they know each other's secrets. So, like, how could they ever break up now? Because, like, if he was to scorn her, she could make his life, like, she could basically rat him out. I mean, she would also be ratting herself out, too. So, I guess they're kind of stuck in this together now. But he took that risk.
Wait, just to confirm, she didn't know that he was driving, right?
She knew he was in the car. She knew he was in the car, but didn't know he was driving.
Yeah, which is very different.
But regardless, he ran away from the scene, so it's still.
And also, that was what I said to Serena. That was one of the things that I was like, a little further investigation, probably. That's like a teen show at its best, a teen drama show at its best, or whatever you want to call this. Like, not teen, since it's very sexual, it's adult content, but he just like moved her over. It's just, and if there was any police investigation, it was just like, oh no, she was driving clearly because that's the seat we found her in. There's a smash in the windshield on the passenger side.
Right. Also, no lick of blood on either of them.
Yeah, it's like
they couldn't throw any fake blood on either of them.
They made it seem like she like that. This is what I found kind of silly, because it made it seem like she gets in the car and she's like, the seatbelt wasn't working on her side, so she couldn't put her seatbelt on. In that case, her head would have smashed into the windshield, which I think it did, or it looked like it did. Yeah. So then they just move her over. So what do they look at the car and they're like, oh, that head smash mark, maybe that was like a tree, or like, it's crazy to me that they weren't like, wonder where this head smash on the passenger side of the windshield came from.
Wasn't much investigation on their part, but Steven continued to be the worst human being ever. But Lucy is also a piece of shit. But Steven is worse.
Fingerprints all over the car.
Steven is just an awful human being. But Lucy is also bad.
No, yeah,
nothing she has done is any better. I mean, it's not worse because the things Steven has done are worse. But she's not a good person. I was stunned. First of all, the shocking events of Steven walking down the stairs with Diana, Lucy standing there. Okay, what? I was screaming. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. He's not going to say anything. There's going to be she's not going to say anything. She's not going to go, what the fuck? She's just sitting there in silence.
Just crying.
Then her getting fucked up with Evan and them waking up butt-ass naked next to each other. What?
I knew that when they cut to the camera of her laying in bed and she like wakes up and she like looks concerned. I was like, in my head, I was like, oh God, Evan's next to her.
No, I said, no, because she also, you could tell she wasn't wearing a shirt. I said, no, Evan's next to her, full booty shot from Evan. Yeah. And I just couldn't believe my eyes because Brie is the best character on the show because that was Lucy's best friend. Evan and Brie were really hitting it off. I mean, they do. They get married, so whatever. And then to cap it all off, I thought, the worst has been done. At that point, I was like, wow, what a finale. Really a lot of twists and turns. Steven is engaged to Lucy's best friend from home. Yes. Where did they meet? Did they meet at a summer internship? How did they get to know each other? How did the best friend get on with this? My theory is that Steven found out. The friend group must have found out about Lucy and Evan at some point because Lucy makes a comment to Brie, you know I'm happy for you, right? To me, that means she knows. And then Steven, I think, must know, and he makes it his lifelong mission to get back at Lucy by dating and marrying her best friend because she hooked up with his best friend.
That's a good theory considering the way he reacted when hearing Diana had hooked up with Wrigley.
Right. And he could not get past the fact that Diana and Wrigley hooked up years before they were dating. So I think that because the look that he gives Lucy at the end, where he's just staring at her with that evil fucking face.
He's like smiling. And he's like so happy.
He looks even creepier with his new hair.
So happy to see you.
No, but he's like smiling, staring, creepy, like, yup, I'm going to fucking ruin your life because I'm going to marry your best friend knowing what you did.
Former best friend.
I missed that part. I didn't realize who that was. The
You
friend.
Didn't pick up that was Lydia?
But Lydia, like, I don't know.
After the phone call, she's like, where are you going to be this summer? And Lydia's
I know.
And, it was a good full circle moment there, too, of Lydia on the phone talking about the ex that was, like, a toxic guy for her. And she was like, I'm so glad I got rid of him, like, blah, blah, blah. And now she's with the most toxic of them all.
The worst guy on the planet. He's an awful human being.
I said, it's also insane to me that clearly a lot of shit happens between 2008, which is the end of their freshman year, to 2015 when this engagement party is happening, and the fact that somehow in 2015 they're all still like at the same gathering blows my mind.
How are they all friends still? They're the worst friend group of all time.
Terrible friend group.
They are awful to each other. They are all pieces of shit. All of them besides Brie. Evan's a piece of shit too.
Yeah. So now they're just at their wedding, and it's like, oh, but she doesn't know.
Well, look,
no, but it's 8 years later, so I think that they know. I think that the whole friend group knows
7 years later, so maybe like 2009, 2010, they found out about what happened.
I would assume
enough time passed
that Brie,
or maybe they just don't ever know.
I think that they were like, let's never speak of this again.
Well, I feel like
if you have to go along with the theme of the show. Tell me lies.
Tell me lies.
They may just lie about it
forever. But the way that Lucy said, I'm happy for you, right?
That seems suspect.
That was a little suspicious.
Yeah,
true.
And
it was the way she said it. Like she was
also,
like, I'm happy for you, right?
And Brie's like, yeah. And Brie gave her a hesitant yes. It was something like she knows. And also, why would Steven date her and get engaged to her best fucking friend? Yeah. Unless he had something that because he would have just stayed with Diana.
We also clearly, I know I was kind of, when we were talking about this, I was like adamant about a second season. I was like, I think they'll wrap it up. Season 1, limited series, 1 book. No, they're going to make a second season. I
don't know how much more of this show I can take.
They ventured so far off from the book that like it's an entirely different like it's an entirely different story. Like this is loosely based. Like the characters have the same names and like there's the same loose concept, but so many things shifted and changed, and there's so many more characters and people are more important. That like, I mean, hello, Drew, he's dead. What happened?
Yeah, he clearly died because they said, "Oh, Drew's birth. Give him a. Why don't you give him a break?"
He's like,
Lucy?
"Why don't you give him a break? It was Drew's birthday
yesterday. Why don't you give him
yesterday.
a break, Lucy? It was Drew's birthday yesterday." Well, I don't know because Wrigley's causing a ruckus and smashing dessert tables.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we're 7 years later. He's still coked up.
Right.
Drew's dead. Apparently, it seems.
Weirdly enough, Wrigley turned out to be like, besides the drug problem, the most stand up out of the guys.
Do you think Drew? Is Drew dead?
I think Drew's dead because he said give him a break. It was his brother's birthday yesterday.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
I think Drew's dead.
I'm trying to think if they hinted to anything else, or if So clearly, like, you need a second season to explain what the hell happened there.
Maybe Drew
There's
killed
just
himself.
no explanation. I know, but you just like we're just supposed to guess that,
right? I don't know. But
I mean, you also can't leave us with the whole Lydia thing and not expect there to be a.
Give me the answer of how Steven and Lydia got together. I think summer internship.
Yeah, there's got to be something.
I think they got together over the summer.
But he was going to do the.
They live in the same town.
With,
Diana.
So, but no, that's what we're saying. You got to. There's so many. There's years. I mean, we're missing years of life here. So it's like they could have.
He proposed to her.
They could have so many other There could be so many other seasons now of like what happened while they were still in college, post college.
I loved like after he walked out.
How'd you get back together with Max?
Evan came over to her and was like, I didn't even think he could be that bad. Like,
right, and
he's
then
like,
Evan,
I'm even shocked by this.
And then Evan does. I knew something was fishy when she was like, just get drunk with me.
I know.
I was like, no,
I know.
No,
Evan had the crush on her first.
Right,
it was
right.
Just a tough,
no, don't get drunk together. What are you doing?
I know.
To their and he was just talking about how he missed Brie earlier. Listen,
it's
nobody goes lower than Steven. Nobody goes lower than that fucking guy Steven, because even
it's a show about bad people.
Right. Even if Steven was mad that Lucy hooked up with Evan, Steven still walked out of that party with Diana while he has a girl. Like,
fucking Arizona from Grey's Anatomy might be the best character on the show, and she cheated on her dying husband.
No, the
Lucy's mom.
The best character
is Brie.
The best character on the show is Brie.
No,
Brie
is
such a sweetheart.
It is Brie.
Number
it
two
is Brie.
bad. It's Steven, Lucy, and then a drop off.
Right. I mean, the thing is, like, Pippa isn't even that bad.
No, but this is the thing. This is the whole premise of the.
They're still holding a secret.
This is the whole premise of the show. The whole premise of the story, and they're all liars. They're all lying liars who lie.
Fully criminals who, if he ever got caught, would be in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah, don't do anything to Brie in the next season. Please make her the only redeeming character. Listen, they're all tainted. Don't taint the one character that we like.
Yeah.
We need to have one likable character.
There has to be one likable character.
There has to be one.
Who actually has a moral compass.
Because these guys are crazy. They're the worst friend group of all time.
It is.
If you remove Steven out of that friend group, do you think it's like
none of that happens?
So, like, do you think he's just very toxic? You take him out, and then they're all good people?
Yes.
So it's
Steven,
like he's the cancer.
Everybody connects to Steven.
Yes. If Steven...
He's such a bad guy.
The one. If Steven didn't do everything that he did, if he didn't treat Lucy that way, if there wasn't all that confusion, if Lucy didn't fall in love with him and have to defend him for all his antics, none of that would have happened.
If Steven just was the one to get killed in the car crash, none of that would have happened.
Oh my God.
I mean...
Yeah,
that's true.
He should have.
Then there wouldn't have been any show.
Yeah. All I'm saying is
that's something you can't really process, because then there's literally no plot to the show.
He's just such a bad guy. But then you get fooled.
Point.
Then you get fooled, and he's so charming to Lucy.
How did he get home after that car accident? He walked like on the highway. Like
I don't think that they were that realistically. They weren't that far away.
Yeah, they did say
from
it was like
campus.
2 miles away or something.
Yeah, so like that's not a crazy walk. But
what are the odds that that's Drew who cuts him off? Like. Or who's
it was all Steven's fault. None of it was Drew's fault.
But also, no, I'm not gonna say.
Poor Macy.
Yeah, Macy deserved better.
But that's just like never get in the car with someone.
I know, and Macy in the car was right before it happened. She had her moment of like, she's like, I think you're just a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll show you how bad I am.
You know what is also crazy too? It's like if that didn't happen, Macy would have been able to go back to her friends and maybe told them what had happened, and Lucy and Steven would have never happened.
She tried to tell Lucy that she was with Steven in the cafeteria. She said, "I want to I haven't told anybody this," and then Lucy got a call from Steven.
Yeah.
And so Macy was never able to tell her that she had been talking to Steven.
And that he was just a lying
liar. Sack of shit.
Just nothing but lies out of that guy's mouth.
Steven DeMarco.
I know.
God.
He's got such a good lying liar name.
I just couldn't.
Steven DeMarco. It is a hot guy name.
It
is.
DeMarco. I think Steven DeMarco is a hot guy.
Wait, how's he spell Steven? With a P or a V?
P. I think it's a
PH.
I just couldn't believe the last 20 minutes of this episode. Like, everything was getting worse. But it was a good finale.
You just said with a P or a V, maybe.
Oh.
Fran,
with a P or a V.
Get your head out of the gutter. Anyways, they're all horrible, but
they pulled me in.
They pulled me in
for another season.
I will watch the second season all because of this fucking crazy finale.
This is exactly what I thought. When you were saying, these episodes are kind of getting to suck, I'm like, just wait. I feel like they're going to hit us with the finale that's going to be like, oh, they got me.
No, you said that we were going to hate the ending.
No, because I thought, I didn't know where they were going to take it. I thought like the way the book, I don't want to, like if people still want to read the book, but if the way the book ended, I just thought that this finale was just going to be like kind of anticlimactic because it's like it would have been about the car crash and like some other stuff and like the mom, but it wouldn't have been with all the other relationship shit. And so that was like, whoa.
Right. Just one crazy thing after the next, but
there you have it. They added all that in for extra dramatic effect.
I think I have to give it a rewatch. I don't think I was fully paying attention.
Sounds like it. You didn't even realize Lydia was Lydia.
You got to watch it.
And I also, I'm going to be honest, I didn't see the part at all where they woke up in bed together.
What? So you just missed.
So when you told us, you were like, that finale sucked.
He texted me on the side. He texted me and said, "Tell me Lies finale was stupid."
You weren't paying any attention?
Well, I was just like, it was so, because I think I like was doing something for that one part, and then when I looked back, it was just him like at the party, and I didn't know who that girl was, so I'm just like, so all this for he just like says hi to her?
No, you got to watch it back. It was actually insane.
Although I did watch the patient finale, and I would just like to say, that one I can say for sure was terrible.
I've been told by multiple people it was so awful that I'm not even going to go watch it. I also told you to tell me what happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to finish it, The Patient, because I've heard mixed. I've heard people say it was fantastic.
Have you guys ever heard of the show Gypsy on Netflix?
No.
It's Naomi Watts and Billy Crudup. I watched it. One season. Pretty good.
No. Never heard of it. I've been locked into Love is Blind, season 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
one
good.
of the bookers just asked me if you guys were watching it. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, we're both watching.
Oh, you are? Do you want
to? It's good.
We're both locked in. It's a good season.
It's already better than the last season.
We'll have to talk about it when it's all
out. I've caught up on all the episodes.
Right, I need to catch up on some, which I will be doing later.
Well, you got plenty of time because now the next batch don't come out until November 2nd. So.
Yes, I'm gonna catch up tonight.
There's a good batch, but this is a good group. I'm
intrigued.
I'm way locked in, way more locked into this season than I was season 2.
Me as well.
Okay, that's it.
Part 3 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Reunion finally came and it went, and I was underwhelmed. I was expecting way more of an explosion.
I think they put everything in the trailer.
They did. A lot of it was teased, and there wasn't really any more when you watch. But we got some answers, I guess, about this blow-up fight that we'll never see on camera. Yeah. But at least they were in Aspen. They were at a club. Kathy Hilton requested songs to a DJ, and the DJ told her to go back to LA or stay in LA. He didn't want to play the songs.
The guy at the Caribou Club that big timed her.
Right. And so then they claim that Kathy Hilton called the guy some names.
Erica claims there was a slur used.
Yes. And then they were like, we got to get...
And there was an investigation, apparently.
There was an investigation, but they
within
said...
Bravo.
Not unconclusive.
She said.
Yes. And... after that, apparently, Kathy Hilton walked over to Kyle Richards in a fit of rage. But we got to get out of here. And Kyle doesn't like the way that her sister speaks to her sometimes. And then Lisa Rinna said, we got to get Kathy out of here. I'm going to take her home. And in this car ride home, apparently, Kathy Hilton had a meltdown and
brought it into the house
and screamed her head off and
Lisa
said she was going
to in her room,
take down NBC and Bravo, and she's going to take down her sister's family. And the way that Lisa
the
Rinna
other ladies on the show were just nothing.
Right. The way that Lisa Rinna described what happened doesn't live up to the crime to me. Like how Andy said to her, you've seen a lot of things, and that's what you
mean the like punishment? Like the way that they're treating her now?
Yes. Sorry. The crime, the punishment.
The crime the crime doesn't match the punishment.
The crime doesn't match the punishment. The punishment doesn't match the crime.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yep. Crime, punishment don't match.
It's more just like Lisa Rinna acting like that was the most insane thing she's ever seen. Now, we didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But Andy Cohen was like, you've seen a lot of stuff, which they have.
Yeah. No, Andy made a very good point. He's like, he's looking at Lisa. He's like, of all the things on this show that have been said and done, this is the craziest thing. Like, because at the end of the day, you've watched Real Housewives. Every franchise, there's somebody multiple people, truly, who have had some kind of drunken rage moment.
Yes.
And for Lisa to say she was victimized and she's a victim of Kathy's rage, it was like, that's where it was way too much. That was like the craziness. And we talked about her saying like holding it all in would give her cancer. Like it's nuts. And for her to she was like, I was terrorized by Kathy Hilton. It's like, no, you weren't. Like, she had a drunk rage screaming match, which you've definitely seen other people in your life do it sometimes. You took yourself out of the situation, by the way. You locked yourself in your room, apparently.
And also, it wasn't like Kathy was going at Lisa. It sounded like she was going at everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the way
Kathy made it seem like she thought she was, off camera talking to a friend.
Right. And she went off, and it wasn't directed at Lisa Rinna.
By the way, let me tell you something.
But
there are some moments when Kathy was talking that I was like, there's some evil in Kathy Hilton.
Oh, for sure.
There is. That's just why both sides, it's hard. Like, I'm not so gung-ho on either side. Like, there's some flashes in Kathy Hilton where I'm like, oh God, I do not want to be on Kathy Hilton's bad side.
No, I think they're all nuts. Garcelle has her head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And we see that time and time again. I will always like Kyle Richards.
Yeah.
I think that Kyle Richards
People
for years
have started to really turn on Kyle.
I know.
I've been reading a lot of
comments
comments and stuff.
I haven't watched the full season.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up as much as I used to, but when I used to watch, I was a really big fan of Kyle Richards.
Same.
And I feel like over the years,
I don't see all the bad stuff as much as people see, but they think she's just kind of fake and manipulative.
See, I think over the years, Kyle Richards has had to answer for things from her family, from Kim, for now Kathy.
Right.
And I don't really think it's ever Kyle that's doing
right. Well, people now are like, it keeps happening, so maybe is Kyle the common denominator?
Right, but maybe she just has a fucked up family.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think deep down, and you saw it between Kathy and Kyle, even just talking about the friggin' bar they were at, where Kathy thought Kyle was throwing her a surprise tasting party, and that's why she was upset at Kyle, because she built up this expectation that Kyle was throwing her this party and Kyle wasn't doing that. So Kyle's getting upset, being like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I just, you can't win here. And so I don't know, Kathy does feel very critical of Kyle. I feel like in that moment too, when they were fighting, Kyle looked very tense. Her jaw was clenched, she's tears in her eyes. It was a lot for her. And it felt like, I don't know if Kathy wanted Kyle to stand up and yell at Rinna and be like, stop it. You no more. And even, she tried to emotionally say that by saying, you guys, the only people you're hurting in this is me when you keep talking about this. And it just felt like maybe Kathy wanted her to do more. But on the other hand, then, Kyle wants Kathy to just fucking lay off her sometimes. And
yeah, I'm not a fan of Lisa Rinna, and I am not a fan of Erica Jane. And Kathy Hilton is also nuts. They're all nuts. That's the thing. And Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane really just have angered me the last.
No, I know, I agree. I really do think, I do believe what Rinna is saying as far as there was a total outburst and all these things, but
I think Kathy
it's the after.
Yeah,
it's the social media posts, it's the keep posting about it, it's the Rinna making it about herself. When this, if it doesn't, you're okay,
it doesn't really have anything to do with her, because it wasn't towards her. It was around her. She was screaming in the same vicinity, but it wasn't at Lisa Rinna.
Yeah.
I do believe Kathy Hilton said those things.
Yeah.
I believe she said it. I think those would be random things to just make up. But I think that Lisa Rinna just like ran with it and, like you said, made it about herself when I don't think it was about her, and then it embarrassed Kyle and causes a fight between Kathy and Kyle, and I don't know.
Kelly Martin sent us this our talent booker at Barcel, which was cracking me up. It was just a meme of when Kathy like pulled out her phone and tried to prove that she like did. They pulled those messages. She was like, "By the way, Lisa, those messages." Not here. I don't have them. and she's like, it really did feel like she got her in a moment where the meme was like, Kathy definitely thought that if she deleted the messages, it deleted from Rinna's phone too. And Rinna was like, no, Rinna pulled out her phone and gave it to Andy and was like, literally, here are the messages. Here they are. Andy was like, no, here they are. Yeah. And it does feel like, just from what's been going on with Erica and the conversation towards the beginning of part 3 with more of like her legal stuff and the rant she went on Aspen too, it just feels like Andy is also very fed up with Rinna and Erica. Like, just Erica not, continuing to talk about like, they're not my victims and all this stuff. She's like, they're all just, right. It's a lot. And I do feel like Erica has formed a very hard shell because she is trying to protect herself. And like she said to her therapist, she doesn't want to turn into this like mean, jaded person. But if it comes out to be that, she's dealt with all this criticism and hate and all these things and she was not involved, and she will herself feel personally vindicated, but I feel like she'll think she won against all the people. And she just feels so harsh right now and not able to see anything outside of herself.
Yeah, and just the legal talk. Everything is in legal terms. Yeah, when she kept
appeal.
Oh my God, when she kept saying that to Andy Cohen
about the fucking
and
earrings.
Andy was like, "We're saying the same thing." Yeah. And she was like, "No, we're not."
It's an appeal.
Oh my God!
And he was like, "You're trying to get them back." Well, it's an appeal.
It just, I was loving that Andy was like, "We're saying the same thing." He was fed up with that.
No, definitely fed up. And look, at the end of the day, it was a sad ending to see Kyle like not want to do the toast and to be upset. And Kathy, definitely the way Kathy left, she didn't seem happy. Like, if I had to guess, that's a scenario where they leave and Kathy's like, "Bye everyone," and then she's calling Kyle, raging all over again,
ripping her apart.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And it makes me sad what they said about the kids. Like, it affects the kids. Paris was liking a lot of comments and stuff about Kyle, and there was somebody screenshotted that Kathy had liked this comment on Instagram about Kyle like being the problem and all these things. So I don't know. It was just like, feels like there's a lot of deep-rooted issues there. And yes, it's when they bring up their children's weddings and all these things, like they want to be a part of it. And the fact that the show
so awkward
ruins all those things, it's very uncomfortable. It's like, oh, are you going to be at Farrah's wedding? I don't know.
My family will be. I'm sure it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's like,
awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
But pretty underwhelming from what we thought it was going to be. And no real answers. It was just what everyone thought happened.
I thought Kathy I was going to have like jaw on the floor moments. But it did feel like they created one of the best trailers for a reunion ever created.
They did, and we all tuned in.
And we did. And I'm very interested to see what decisions they make with Beverly Hills. There's rumors that, Rinna might not be coming back, that Dorit might be demoted. Like, there's rumors about everybody at this point. So it'll be interesting to see if they change. Diana's definitely not coming back. But if they make any switches or firings, if they really put Rinna on pause, I don't know, we'll see. The best news of the day, Joe and Serena, Grocery Store Joe and our adorable Serena from Bachelor in Paradise last season, got married.
They're married.
They just, those crazy kids,
these two crazy kids, they did it
on a Thursday morning and said, "We're headed to the courthouse." They went to New York City. They live in New York City. They went to the courthouse and they posted the video and they just did the damn thing. I'm throwing as many Bachelor puns as I can in this.
I love it so much. I'm so freaking happy for them. They're so cute. They're so in love. I just want to freaking squeeze Serena's cheeks. Honestly, she's so cute. But the two of them, they were so happy they got married. I am just so happy for them. I'm so happy for Joe for just being like,
should I put us in a little group and just say,
yeah, congrats. Just, doing it. Just like, I want to marry this girl. I'm going to get married. Because he had some hesitation in the past with marriage or, finding the right person. And he found it with Serena and they did it. And,
I know.
I'm just happy for the two of them. It worked out. A bachelor success, the two of them. A Bachelor in Paradise success.
And it's like, I know we're talking about Bachelor in Paradise successes with, Dean and Kaylin getting engaged, but this is marriage.
They are married.
They signed on the dotted line.
They are married. And you know what? It's true love when they were like, we don't even freaking care. We just want to be married and then we'll have our wedding later on. We just want to be married. I love that.
You guys gonna catch that invite or?
No. That's very sweet. So they posted that they're still gonna have like their big thing in September of next year, but the love is just so strong that they said I want you to be my husband.
I love it. I love it so much. That's the only thing I keep saying is that I'm just so happy for them. I love it.
And I love that it really like they're so casual. They're so normal, casual people that it really just feels like they got up and got dressed for the day and they were like, time to head to the court. There wasn't like anything crazy. It wasn't any crazy outfits or anything over the top.
I imagine they went to bed last night.
Joe's in his regular clothes.
I imagine they went to bed last night and they were like, oh, I just want to marry you so bad. I just want to marry you so bad. And then they woke up the next morning and they were like, let's go. Why don't we just go do it?
We should tell them to come back.
The fairy tale just writes itself.
I love it so much. I'm so happy for them.
I am so excited for them. I can't believe like now it's like they're I keep saying it, but like they're married.
Yeah, husband and wife.
Married.
I know they're probably just
they're
gonna
married before Hannah and Dylan.
I know they're probably.
I was thinking it. Didn't want to say it.
They're probably just gonna go grab quick dinner or something in the city. You know what I mean? Like just super casual. Like they're just gonna,
It was just Serena's birthday. Like what an exciting week for her.
Right. What a time.
Dinner at Carbone one night, courthouse the next morning.
Delicious.
Living the New York City dream.
They got a little wine in them last night and said, let's get married.
I'm thrilled.
I'm
thrilled. I'm the person, I don't know who's filming that video for them. Of course, they have a witness or somebody's there with them. Whoever is filming that video is so good because you can hear them when they get to like the end, like not pronounce you husband, and she's like, woo! Like the girl behind the camera is like squealing. I'm like, that was me watching this video.
Cute.
So couldn't be happier for them, and I'm excited that they did it.
They did it. Congrats.
You guys know I love Game Time. I'm using Game Time to head to all the last minute concerts I want to go to. I just went to Demi Lovato. It was amazing. It was one of those situations where I wanted to go to the show, but I waited on tickets and I knew I wanted to go. And a few days before, I was like, this is the perfect time. Game Time is a solution. It's created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest price. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, what are you waiting for? We have had tons of Barstool fans using it, letting us know about the great deals that they are getting. We're in prime time sports seasons as well right now. Hockey started, basketball started. If you want to go to any games, football, World Series is a tough one, but all of the tickets for games are really easy to find. You can search your team, you can look at tickets and prices, and they have some of the most amazing deals. It's so easy to use. You're going to love it. You can download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. So guys, if you want to go to amazing concerts, games, whatever it is, where, hey, you think, you know what? I need to go to this. Check out Game Time. You can download Game Time for last minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by a very special guest. We are joined by Heather Gay from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm thrilled.
We are very excited to have you. Salt Lake City has had me locked in since the first season. Just gets crazier and crazier.
True.
How is it watching these seasons back, because we're at the start of season 3, so it feels like things are just starting to amp up a little bit.
Things are definitely starting to amp up season 3, and it's just been such a whirlwind. Like, I didn't think that we could have like more heightened experiences from what we experienced season 2.
Yeah.
But somehow we're still upset about a lot of things, so there is major drama.
I want to jump right into it.
Yeah.
You guys took a trip to Arizona, and it was very funny because everybody's joking that like you guys never get the cool trips.
I mean, it's Arizona. It's just south of where we're at.
Yeah.
We're in that belt. We can't
Isn't
escape
it right? Like it's right over there?
Literally right. And we went to Scottsdale, which is like primarily Mormon and white. And I was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
It was
just not really a huge vacation.
It's not Turks and Caicos. No. It's not Amsterdam. I've watched Housewives. I know where these ladies go. They don't go to Scottsdale, Arizona, unless they're from like New York.
Right. Yeah. That's they're going to like
just
Colombia.
A formal complaint. Yeah. Like a shipwreck in Cartagena. I don't want Arizona boozing bikes.
Yes. A bachelorette party. That's basically a bachelorette party.
With the makeup artist / twerk instructor,
Yes. But the trip kind of took a turn, one might say, when Whitney had kind of a come to God moment. I don't even know how to describe it, where she's like, I have to get this off my chest.
A truth-telling healing journey that did not seem very healing at all.
Yes. And now it's interesting watching, because as the viewer, you see all the conversations happen. So you're like, Whitney, you brought up the Salt Lake, the jazz tickets guy. Like you were the one who told that story. But it didn't seem to, or maybe it does, but as of right now, it does not seem that Whitney gets any flack for that at all.
No, it seems like it's just like been jumped over to how like no one's talking about how this was her story and she was throwing me and Angie under the bus to join in. And I'm just trying to say, I love you, I support you, but not this. I don't know it.
Right.
Let's talk about something I can speak to.
Right. I mean, Meredith is the one, like Meredith said, I've heard rumors, and Whitney said, I've heard some too, and here's what I heard. And then that's the one she reshared with the group. And Lisa obviously was very unhappy about that, but she doesn't seem to be that mad at Whitney.
I know. I'm like, but she's totally into it. And she's like, the bad truth is worse than a good lie. And I'm like, this is true? Like, where's the bad truth? Where's that coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you and Whitney ever kind of yelled at each other like that before?
Never. That was like a drunken rage fight. We made up quite quickly, immediately, because it was just so frantic. And then I think she was upset and ripped up the card. And that was just like that was a girls' trip raging lingerie fight. Yeah. But then it just seems to be getting worse.
Lingerie.
I mean, thank you.
Yeah. And it's great that you guys got past it quick, because we watch on other franchises that some fights like this can last on for years.
Yeah,
like,
but we're no Meredith and Lisa. We're going to have a quick cycle, I thought, but we've just been watching it back makes it charged and hard to you're right back there. And then you also see the confessionals and the stuff they say, and you're like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Right.
This has taken a turn.
So how do you stop yourself from getting mad again, or just like letting it go when you watch it back?
Well, I mostly just like abuse toxins and and cry into my pillow. And you put your phone down. It's fun to feel it again. That's kind of the fun of the Housewives, and it's not fun to feel it, but it's fun to be in it and the whole process. And I just want to see what happens next, because I'm learning stuff about how she feels about our friendship every episode. Yeah. And that's what's making it hard.
When you and Whitney were speaking at the restaurant in Arizona, I think you guys were still in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. When I was like evil, like murdered her with words.
Yes. I was going to say, when you watch that back, do you see more of the outside perspective of it? Because I think it was Lisa, or maybe it was it was either Lisa or Meredith who was like, do you think Whitney was coming from a place of like she's going through processing her trauma and she was just upset, and watching back, do you think I could have been a little more
absolutely.
sensitive?
I watch it back and I think, I feel horrible. Yeah. Horrible. And it also, I was so clearly upset about the Lisa rumor, but it just trumped the fact that she was still reeling from all of the abuse stuff that she had revealed to us. And that was the first time we had heard that. And she said she didn't want to talk about it. So I thought, okay, we're putting that aside, but now we're talking about this. And I just felt horrible about the way I spoke to her. I thought I looked terrible, just mean, and angry. And I was just like, I'm going to fight. you're being a total bitch. I'm going to try to fight with a pleasant face from now on, because I just didn't like seeing that. It didn't feel good. And I felt like I want to just be kinder to my friend. She was my favorite person on the show. She was my one person. And so I don't like it, and I hate watching it back.
What has, where has Angie H? I feel like we're on The Bachelor sometimes with it.
Yeah, I know. We got an Angie H and Angie K.
Yes, Angie H. How her relationship, I know she's been had been friends with Lisa for decades.
20 years. That's
20
what
years.
they're saying. Yeah.
How long have you known Angie H?
So Angie and I had peripheral friends. Her ex-husband was dear friends with my brother, and they both played football at BYU together. And it's just kind of this little insular community, and she was also an influencer, and I worked with influencers and did photography and stuff. So we knew of each other peripherally. We had never hung out until I met her at the first initial meetings for Bravo. For the show, she was there, and that's where we met and reconnected, and then we filmed, and we just had so much fun. But the initial connection was Whitney took her to lunch to warn her about Lisa, and that's how she kind of got really involved.
And Lisa was upset that you invited her on your girls' ski day.
But I was like, Lisa, Meredith's here. Certainly, if you can ski with Meredith, you can ski with Angie.
Right.
And I knew they wouldn't be on the same hills. I didn't really think it through. I just was like, why would I think it through?
Yeah,
it's Housewives. I mean, does everyone
Everybody's
get along?
invited.
I'm not asking that question. I was
Yeah.
like, who do I want there? And that's how it ended up happening.
I gasped in Arizona after Jen had left, and you guys kind of all hugged, and Meredith and Lisa had a long hug. And they held each other for a while. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, they were on a path to. That was a moment.
Yeah.
And I talked to Meredith about it just the other day. We were doing some interviews, and I was just like, that gave all of us hope. You could feel there was real, that was sweet.
Yeah.
It was it was hard to put her in that car. We thought she was going for it all, the trial, it was happening. And now it feels like it's been so delayed that potency and that emotion is a little bit, diminished. But it was big. It was intense.
Of course, we all now know what has happened with the trial because it is past now, but we're watching before all of that, and we're watching you guys be supportive friends. How did you personally feel after hearing what happened in New York, and now you have to watch how great you guys were to her?
Watching it back when she well, I'm glad. It makes me so grateful that she was struggling with all of that, not knowing what she was facing, and it makes me glad that we did that. And it also makes me think that we need to double down more right now, because this is it. It's happening. She's getting sentenced, and she's going to have to repay this debt to society. So us being mean or judging is not part of that. We just need to show up.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I thought it was very interesting because the seasons were on almost around the same time of how your group reacted compared to Beverly Hills and how they reacted to Erica.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of judgment, and it
Very
felt
different.
like division more with that group, and with you guys, you kind of rallied around her, which was interesting to see just the difference in how you guys reacted to something like that, and maybe
polar opposites.
Yeah, it is
really
way different,
was.
and kind of crazy that this is all happening in just your third season of the show. I mean, it's big drama right off the bat. It's taken a couple years for the other show.
Machine of drama,
right? It's insane. And now that you're in the third season, are you totally locked into being a housewife now, or are you where
I wake up
do you
every
lie?
day praying there's not an email saying we have decided to go a different direction. Yeah, I don't feel, locked in. I've just, every day is a thrill. And this was a hard season for me. And it makes, and having BravoCon be so huge and kind of connecting with all of those Bravo fans and seeing just that community, it was so fun, just to feel all of that. Now it feels like I have something to lose. And that makes me scared, because before it was just having the time of my life, and now it's I'm scared that I'll never be happy again unless I'm a housewife. So I'm trying to balance that and be realistic. I've got maybe 1-2 good years left. So I got to profit from it and then have a backup plan. But Beauty Lab's my backup. It's a great business.
And so what's interesting is there's been so many friendship shifts and dynamic changes compared to, like you said, Rhea, the first season. We're only on the third season. And there's been so many switches. People talk about it all the time, but how close-knit really is your community in Salt Lake City, where friendships, the outside gossip infiltrates into your group.
I cannot stress that it is small lake city. It is a beta fish bowl, like a cloudy goldfish bowl of everyone. Like we are all interconnected. Like all of these worlds, like you heard about, like the TikTok moms. Mm-hmm. That's Angie's ex-husband's wife. We're all. That's like there's no way you can't throw a stone or swing a dead cat with like hitting someone that's dated or seen or known.
Right. So do you know what went on with all that?
Well, they never invited me to join.
Yeah. So that's what you know for sure.
I'm offended first. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, but it's just like it's so like
somebody knows
somebody.
You
recognize every single name, and you know someone that knows someone.
Something now too.
They have to be. I mean, the stuff that went down there is like one of the. It just. Because I think that the Mormon community is so interesting to people on the outside because there are so many rules that we hear of that we don't know if that's true, right? Like we don't know.
It's all true.
How like soaking.
True.
That's true.
That's.
Now, I don't want to call it crazy because I don't want to offend anybody, but also like...
Try it. It's basically tantric sex. It's basically Kama Sutra. Like Trudy, Tyler, and Sting do it all the time. So like you can, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like
Kama Sutra.
What about
just no movement?
Right. The part where the soak and then somebody jumps on the bed.
That I think I've never heard of that. I think that's too complicit. How do you like feel good about yourself the next day when you've been a jump humper? Yeah. Either the jumper
that's
or
what they
the
call
humper.
Jump humping. Yeah.
That's a little. I've never seen or heard about that, but I could see like why waterbeds were popular. I don't know.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yes. You've been working on your own story, putting it out there, writing it down. How has that process been for you?
It was pretty cool. I mean, writing the book was really cathartic because everyone knows I'm just obsessed with my Mormon, history and trauma. And writing the book was just like a huge step forward to like kind of the deprogramming of it all and releasing like all the expectations my family and friends have of me. But the book is not going to be, it's a great book.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled that people are going to read it, but it does really, it really is going to put a wedge between me and the community, I think, that are feeling very protective of the Mormon faith.
Right. I was going to ask, you don't consider yourself a Mormon anymore, or do
it's
you
like
slightly?
I can never not consider myself a Mormon because that's what I was steeped in my entire life, but I am not practicing. I do not believe it, and I do think it can be very, very destructive.
Are your daughters involved at all still, or is it?
They are. They went from not being able to show their shoulders or knees. If I saw a picture of them with their tongue out, I took their phone away, and now they are posting booty pics in string bikinis. My daughter's like, I'm over the D1 baseball boys. I'm into water polo guys. It's like it just cracked this world open for them, and they're teenage girls, and so I just am so proud of that, and that's like what I'm banking on.
It must feel freeing for you and also for them to just have this new chapter of your life.
It's completely freeing. And what's even bigger is to look back at if I hadn't done this, like changed or left, what their worlds would have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been telling her to get married. She would have been, that's what's scary.
Yeah.
Because it's whatever they're doing now is their own story. Like write it, no expectation. But before, the expectations were black and white and set in stone. Mm-hmm. And all of my other friends are doing it. I'm seeing their kids do exactly all the things that I planned for my kids, and that is what's so terrifying.
Is there anybody on the show who still really like is a practicing?
Well, Lisa Barlow says she's Mormon 2.0.
Yeah, right.
I don't know whatever anyone's personal religious practices are, but Mormonism is an active participation religion.
Right.
It is your Mormonism is detailed by your participation in it. And that's like 2 hours on Sundays, at least once a week. You have a calling, which is 20 to 30 hours. You give 10% of your income. And I don't know where
the income thing really throws me off.
10% gross or net, you can choose.
With certain religions where they're like, people start, donating their salaries. And I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? It's like a little hairy.
Yeah. So you're kind of afraid that this book could maybe make some people upset?
Well, the thing is, I'm not afraid. I know it, but I don't want to give myself that much credit. But the truth is, we make oaths in the temple to never reveal secrets, to suffer our own life if we reveal those secrets. And if you don't believe in that anymore, it doesn't feel so sacrilegious to reveal those secrets.
Makes sense.
And so they're no longer secrets to me. They're just weird ass words that I did that every Mormon does, and like no one talks about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of frightening. No one talks about it. Even people that are disgruntled and leave, they don't talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, like
guess
you said,
what?
It's fascinating.
Now I've said it.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I've said it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
out there.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you're living your life the way you want to, and
you didn't
there's no
immediately
reason to be
burst into
scared
flames.
I'm
anymore.
terrified.
You're-
Let's talk about the husband. Let's talk about the Mormons. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of where you guys have been in Salt Lake City. How much has the Bravo world
Stirred
changed?
things up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sound corny. I am corny. But I get so thrilled because I see all of these people that have been pretty landlocked in Utah that want to be part of the industry, want to find a community,
Yeah.
and there's no options. And
I'd
now,
imagine because it's such a small community that if you guys are all doing the show, it's successful, it's working, that there's got to be so many women now who are like, how do we get on?
Yeah,
Their
we get on
ears
how
are
do I
perking up a
get
little
into
bit.
this?
Yeah.
You know, like the crew and the production
Yeah.
people and the locals. I thought everyone was imported. So when I would meet crew people that are working their way up through the ranks, and I'm just like, I'm so glad that we brought this opportunity to Utah because we wouldn't have an outlet any other way. We're a very small town. We really are.
Do you watch a lot of the other Bravo shows?
Yeah.
How
I just beat Leslie Grossman in Housewife history on
Yeah.
Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
So yeah, bring it. Ask
Yes.
me anything.
I just want to know what your favorite show to watch is.
I love them all. I really love all the Housewives, but I've been really digging Family Karma, Shaws of Sunset. I like deep, rich, cultural, high-demand religion shows because it just resonates with me, and it feels like I can watch them and learn how to navigate it better, you know?
How was BravoCon? Did you love it? Was it
It was
ridiculous?
like Dorinda said it was like being a Beatle, and I was like, it was like being Lady Gaga. I was going to upgrade a little bit. It was incredible, but it was more like a celebration of all the people that were there. Like we were no longer virtual,
Yeah.
you know, and it was just like, I felt like I was doing it for the moms, you know, like just my people. I'm a Bravo fan, and I loved being there, and I just wanted to get in line and have meet and greets with everybody, you know. So it was a thrill.
On the outside looking in, it was awesome. We weren't there, but obviously we watched every TikTok that we could, Instagram stories. And it is funny, like you said, the way that people scream and go crazy. People I know were lining up for hours just to meet you guys. That must be just an amazing feeling.
It was an amazing feeling. And one night, usually we were rushing to get somewhere, but one night I came home from dinner and I was a little boozy. I'm like, I'm a little drunk. I like my outfit. Who wants to take pictures? You know, just like, bring it, ladies. It was fun.
What going into BravoCon, who were you the most excited to meet, and did you get to meet them?
I met everybody.
Everybody?
I met Kathy Hilton. I met Cal Richards. I met Phaedra.
Yeah.
I sat next to Eva, spilled champagne. I knocked Vicki Gunvalson's drink out of her hand because I got excited to see Shannon. I mean, I did it all, and like I was thrilled to see
Vicki will never forget that.
I mean, Vicki got 2 happy ending massages. Did you hear that panel?
Yes.
Vicki's like,
Yes.
Vicki's now like
And
my icon.
fully
Like, I need to learn everything.
Fully detailed them. Like she was like,
The
yeah,
6'5"
you know.
Greek.
And then he did that.
I was like,
he did this, and it was great. And then I went back. Like it was like,
I thought she
whoa,
was going to say
okay.
it was Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda, but she meant business, and she got it done. You know, it was funny.
Are you allowed to say whose side you are on with this whole Lisa Rinna, Kathy Hilton, Kyle Richards?
You know, they asked me about it last night on Watch What Happens Live. Lisa Rinna reached out to me when I was getting trolled pretty hard for sticking up for Jen or just being a friend to Jen. And it was just great to be acknowledged by her and feel that encouragement. She just said, they're going to come for you, but just be a friend first. And I felt like that was like, it sounds weird, but it felt like industry advice, you know, like, because you think, oh my gosh, if I am my true self, I'm going to get kicked off the show and canceled. And that meant a lot to me. And I think Lisa Rinna keeps it straight, but I also think she's a great housewife and knows how to dish up drama. And I think Kathy Hilton is entitled to break down. And drag me, Kathy. I don't care. You know, it's all I just wish it had been on camera. Like every fan, you know. I hate to debate it when you haven't seen it.
Yep. I will say Lisa Rinna saying be a friend first is, you know, a little ironic, but
well, listen, you take when you're like me, you take crumbs from anybody.
Right,
you know, I didn't analyze it. I just framed it and put it on my
what
wall.
When someone's nice to you and you're like, oh, they're nice to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's really cool that you got to see all the people that you've just been watching.
Yeah, it was. I made them all take selfies with them. Married to Medicine, all of them. They're all there. It was so cool.
You also filmed a season of Ultimate Girls Trip, which we know you guys were a part of another panel, right? At BravoCon, they had like the cast that did season 2, and then this future cast Who's on your season? Remind me.
So it's Marisol and Alexia from Miami.
Okay, love
Giselle
them.
and Candace from Potomac.
Okay.
Leah Mobley and
Yes.
McSweeney from New York, and then me and Whitney from Salt Lake City. So like across like just random crazy group.
Yeah.
So fun.
Had you met any of those girls before going on the trip?
No. I had DM'd with Leah a little bit. We had a little crossover, and Whitney, of course. And I had done some stuff with Giselle and Portia Williams. Did I leave off Portia?
Yeah.
Portia Williams. I think I left her off on another thing too. Portia was the queen. I followed her around like a puppy. Yeah, but like I just
Portia's
barely
so
didn't
huge
see
that
her.
it's
So
like,
Portia,
you forget
she's
that
the
you even have to
sun.
mention her.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
she was the center of the solar system. Those were the satellite planets. Yeah, it was. I only knew them peripherally. I'd met them virtually. Portia and Giselle. So crazy.
Who surprised you the most?
Well, I keep saying Candace because she just rode hard for me, which I just thought she was going to hate me and just read me for filth, but she wasn't. She was so fun and great, and I loved everybody. I mean, I felt like I was among the masters, and I can't help but be a fan.
I love how much of a fan you are.
I can't help it. Like, I'm just like, what do you want to do? Sure, we can do that. Sure, yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm on your side. Yeah, you know.
You're ready to try anything.
And it's nice to be open about it, because I think that there are a lot of housewives or new cast members on shows who try and like really play it like, oh, you know, it's just
how
another
can we
day at
play
the
it
office.
Cool? We're like plucked from our boring ass lives and given this opportunity to like fight in lingerie and have people comment on it. Like there is, all of us are lucky.
Yeah,
lucky
that's such a
ass
positive
bitches.
look on it.
You can say whatever you want.
Go for it.
Yeah.
But that's such a great look on it, and I think that if you keep that attitude going forward, then you're just going to have a great time always doing the show.
Until I get booted off and no one will respond. Like, remember me? This is our selfie. Like, we're friends.
But don't worry, you'll be calling Andy saying
just like I have an opinion.
Don't you have some show to put me on?
I'll move to New York.
I'll go anywhere.
There's got to be an opening somewhere.
Right. Salt Lake City Legacies, or maybe we could.
Here we go. It's a fourth season Legacy.
Yes,
There's four of us left. Like,
what? You guys went to Thailand for your trip?
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Hey, you got to go somewhere cool.
I know. That's when I was just like, that was like a gimme. Like when they flipped, I just was like, thank heaven. It
The
was
season
so fun.
2 girls must have really been like, wow, they really sent us to
Berkshire's
Dorinda's house.
like, come on.
I mean, Bluestone is iconic, but it's
I would have gone
not
anywhere. I would have
Thailand.
gone to Arizona with those women.
Yeah.
You know, that's the truth. But to have to go to get to Thailand, I'd never been on that side of the world, and it was overwhelmingly cool.
Yeah.
And just to change it up with people who you're not usually around is
And,
probably so exciting. Like, it's not the usual
all-stars.
people you film with.
No, they're all stars. These ladies know what they're doing. They are. It's white balls for batting practice. There's no messing around.
Did
know,
you
this
learn
is
a
it.
thing or two?
Yeah.
What do you think you learned the most?
I learned that these women are hardworking and that they are smart and funny and can read you and don't put up with a lot, but also don't suffer fools. And so I'm right there in the middle. You know? So you just, I don't know, you just respect how smart and funny and powerful they are. Like, it's 6 alpha women and you put them in a bag and it's Yahtzee. And that to me is like the most fascinating experience.
Yeah. It's a great concept. I'm glad they started to do it. It's such a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun to watch. And this season of Salt Lake City has been fun to watch as well. And we're going to see all the drama unfold, I'm sure. And how now you've finished filming 3 seasons now. This is a broad question, but do you have like a number one scene in your mind that was like the cringiest thing for you
that I did
to watch? Yes.
No, like top 15.
Yeah.
I cringe watching a lot of what I do, especially when I just kind of am tired or drunk or go for like a low-hanging fruit joke, and then of course it's used. You know, I'm like, I'm funnier than that.
Yeah.
But I'll just never get over the fact that we were in the party bus at the Beauty Lab and Laser parking lot, and the SWAT team was approaching. I watched that back, and I was like, we were just like, you know.
You know what's so funny is we had a little piece
We did.
of that, because there was a girl on the production crew who was in one of our sweatshirts.
Yeah, the merch. We know that the merch was in the parking lot.
Made one of the cuts of the scene. And we were like, wow, we are engraved
You're
in
part
Bravo
of the
history.
landscape.
Yeah.
It is. It's a landmark.
And one of the biggest scenes ever.
Exactly.
Actually.
Like one of
Scary
the
Island
biggest,
worthy. And
Yes.
your merch is featured, guys.
Yes. Like
That's
when
like
that
a
is-
crossover moment.
Right,
was
when
huge.
that is replayed like years, when Andy is 80 and he's replaying scenes at like BravoCon year 20.
For real. We're forever
yeah.
connected because it's always going to be a beauty lab.
Yep.
And it's going to be featuring your merch.
Yep.
I love it.
Women supporting women.
Yes, I remember we were like, wow, this was the moment our merch made. Couldn't ask for anything better.
So shout out to Gina, producer, repping the brand.
Couldn't have been better.
Yes. We played trivia
Yes, we
with
did.
her
We
too.
had
Yes,
our
I would love
trivia.
it. I love a game.
Yeah, we played trivia with her, which was so much fun. Which and she got to tell us a little behind the scenes of what was going on. So
Love Gina.
it was
so smart and funny.
that was so great. But what can you tell us about the rest of this season? How far do you guys film into the decision of what happens with Jen?
Oh, with Jen pleading guilty?
Yeah.
We were just waiting for her trial to begin.
Okay.
And so we filmed up to like days before she thought she was before jury selection,
Okay.
really. That's the last conversations we had on camera. So it was right up to the end.
Okay. Wow. So we'll definitely
very interesting to
It'll be
watch.
very interesting to see, and I'm sure a reunion will be coming. You guys haven't filmed anything, right?
No,
Reunion
We haven't
wise.
filmed reunion yet, but it'll be
The reunions are always
explosive.
That'll be a good one.
the reunions
That'll
are
be
always the
a good
best.
one. Do you have any hope for Meredith and Lisa?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, we got to get them back
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
It may be dysfunctional, but at least we're together.
Yeah.
Not a broken family.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
And your book, Bad Mormon, comes out in February, right?
Yeah.
Looking forward
that's
to
gonna
that.
be great. So, Heather, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
in
for
and
having
talking
me.
to us.
Thank you so much.
Real
I'd love to come
Housewives of Salt Lake City airs Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes.
Yes.
It's 9. I'm pretty sure it's 9 p.m.
Yes, it is. Nine, yeah.
Because now, I always knew because it's like Beverly Hills into Salt Lake City, but now Beverly Hills is ending. So I'm like, do you
So you
guys
have
stay
to,
there?
we probably stay and they just stagger
They
everything
put
back.
something else
Yeah.
in. Yes. So Wednesdays, make sure you're tuning in. This season has been explosive and it's just going to get crazier. Heather, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love it.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you subscribe everywhere. We love you guys. Have an amazing weekend and send us your costumes. I don't know. We want to see what you're wearing this weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.